Here we have the Gospel of John, chapter 1, verse 13. Again, a very familiar verse, and one that's, of course, quite important to the New Testament message. John has just told us that as many as received him, he gave to them authority to become children of God, to those who believe in his name. And then, as if to give an explanatory comment as to who it is that believed on his name, John continues now saying, "the," this is the nominative, plural, masculine, "the," and it goes back to those who believed in his name. "The not out of," eggs, which is formed in that way in front of a rough breather, hymatone, "not out of bloods," which is probably a way of saying not out of some kind of ethnicity, not out of bloods as in human distinctions that we might otherwise identify among themselves. So these people who believed in his name are not out of various bloods or ethnicities or racial categories, etc. Neither ek thelematos, that word means will. It would have to do with decision making. So these people not out of bloods, neither out of choosing will, that is to say some kind of decision making on the part of the people being described, in this case the will of the flesh, sarkos, the Greek word sarx means flesh, and so not of the bloods nor of the will, the willing or decision making of flesh, which would be an idiomatic way of saying of human capacity, neither out of thelematos, andros. This is a masculine singular word. Andros means a man, and so it's neither the will of humanity, some kind of human choosing, nor the will of a particular man, as if some particular person could make this decision. John has ruled out virtually every option that might be available, and then with a strong conjunction, he sets that over against, but Allah, ek theou, of God. And then, of course, the climax of the verse, agenethesan. This is from the Greek word genao, which means to give birth, and in this case it's the aorist passive plural, so, but of God they were born. We universally take this to be a reference to what Jesus is later going to call the new birth, or what's sometimes called regeneration. So the power of this verse is rather startling. These people who came to believe in him, that is in the Logos, are people who were born, but they weren't born as a result of some kind of human status, that is a racial distinction, nor based on some kind of earthly or human or fleshly decision-making, nor by a decision of any particular person, as if there were some man who could make such a decision. And John, of course, leaves it utterly in the care of God. It's God's sovereign act by which people are born, and it's those and only those, according to what John says here, who are the ones who came to believe in his name.